What can you buy on the Silver Coast of Portugal for 400,000 euros? It is true that you can get more for your money on the Silver Coast than in places like Lisbon, Porto, and the Algarve, but prices have also risen sharply in the last couple of years. So what can 400,000 euros buy you on the Silver Coast in 2025? Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Dawn.
And we're the Unretirees. And on this channel, we talk about living abroad, flexible income streams, and travel and adventure over 50. And if this is the sort of content that interests you, we encourage you to subscribe to this channel. You can also follow us on Instagram, as well as sign up for our weekly free newsletter, and we'll leave a link in the description below.
Now, recently we did a couple of real estate videos, one all about what you could get for 200,000. We did another video on rentals, and after those videos, several of you reached out to us and asked us to do a video at a higher price point. Now, why did we choose this price point of 400,000 euros? Well, there's a couple of reasons. Number one is that this is about the average cost of a home in the United States right now. The average cost is 420, which, you know, conversions, blah, 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 ends up to be about 400,000 euros. But there was another reason that we wanted to do this price point, and that is because when we bought our property here in Portugal in 2022, this is about what we paid. We paid 410,000 euros. If you watch the channel, you know our situation. We have a property that has 2 3-bedroom flats, probably about 2,200 square feet altogether. We've got a yard, and we've got a pad in the back that's plumbed and wired to build an additional unit, which we plan to do in the future. So we were really curious on how the market had changed at this price point since we bought our property back in 2022. Now, if you've seen these videos before, you know how this works. We break this down into 3 areas: Southern Silver Coast, which is closer to Lisbon; the Central Silver Coast, which is about halfway between Lisbon and Porto. This is where we live; and also the Northern Silver Coast, and that's areas like Figueira da Foz. So in this video, we're going to look at 3 properties in each area, and all of these properties are going to range between 380,000 euros and 450,000 euros. Again, as we say every time, we are not real estate professionals. We are not selling real estate. These are listings that we were able to source off Idealista. You can go onto Idealista and do your own research, but always consult with a real estate professional. One more thing that we wanted to let you know before we jump right into those listings is that if you are thinking about moving to Portugal and you are wondering, how do I navigate the visa process, and what about scouting trips, and what does settling in look like, and what are moving costs, we want you to know we do have a Moving to Portugal online course. You can go at your own pace. You'll have lifetime access. It's like having a mentor to walk you step by step through the process of moving to Portugal from the United States, and we'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check that out. But in the meantime, let's jump in.
So this first house is on the Southern Silver Coast, and it is 2,800 square feet, about 420,000 euros, and it is on about a half an acre of land. Now, it's in the city of Lourinhã. It's a traditional Portuguese house, but it's been really renovated, I think, really nicely. It's got 5 bedrooms.
Yeah, what we really love about this house is that it is more rare to find a home with this kind of architectural charm on the Silver Coast, and especially one that is renovated at this quality. We think they've done just a really great job. This is a beautiful lot with fruit trees as well. We think this is a real find.
I think so too. I like the attic that they've redone in the top that makes another, whether it's an office space or another bedroom or another living space of some sort. And they've done a really nice job of remodeling this.
Yeah.
Well, so the second house here in the southern part of the Silver Coast is about 2,000 square feet. It is a 4-bedroom house, 426,000 euros. It is in a town called Torres Vedras, which is closer to Lisbon. It's about probably, I would guess, 45 minutes or so north of.
Probably one of the closest to Lisbon on the Silver Coast.
It really is, and part of it is it's right on the it's right off the freeway that leads you into Lisbon, so it makes it a very easy way to get to Lisbon. It is another traditional Portuguese home, not quite as remodeled as the last one that we saw, and it is on a smaller piece of land, which, depending on what you like, it could mean just lower maintenance.
Yeah, there's a few things that we really liked about this. Number one, again, architecture. You can tell I really love good architecture. And this one almost has a Spanish vibe to it. I think these windows and doors and doorways are really beautiful. As Matt said, this one would probably need more renovation depending on what you wanted. That might be something to consider, but I think that this is just has a lot of potential. I think this is a really great house.
I think so too, and especially from a location standpoint, I think it's a really convenient location to get into Lisbon. So the third house that we're going to look at in this area is a little over 2,200 square feet. It's 405,000 euros. It's a 3-bedroom townhouse in Lourinhã. And interestingly enough, when we did our rental video, if you remember that, we showed a rental unit that was in this same complex. It actually was a rental unit that we liked a lot. So we wanted to make sure that we included this house to buy, or this townhouse to buy, in this video as well.
Yeah, what we liked about this is the same things that we liked about it in the rental videos. Number one, it has a phenomenal energy rating of B. It has underfloor heating. These are things that when you live here are just a really, really big deal. Fireplace, like it's all about heat. We're filming this in February, so maybe that's just top of mind for us. But we also really love that this is close to the beach and close to Lisbon. I think for all the reasons that we liked the rental version, this is just a great property.
So what property do you like the most out of these three?
That first one is just an absolute dream. It's so rare to find something like this that is traditional and yet renovated well. We actually have a couple of really exciting ones coming up, which makes this so fun because these are harder to find. But I think that one is stunning. I think they've done a great job with that renovation. And anytime that you see someone come in and preserve some of these traditional Portuguese homes and really ensure that they are going to go for, you know, another 100 years or however long, I think is a win. And I thought that one was stunning. What about you?
Well, look, we really liked the townhouse when we were looking at the rental one, and I like this townhouse here in Lourinhã, this third one that we looked at. But maybe part of it is because it's just a lower maintenance, right? As a townhouse, you don't have to deal with the yard or things like that. From a structure standpoint, I really like the first one too. I think that the remodeling that they did in that first one is just, it really is. It's a beautiful place. The land itself, look, I'm not really a lawn mowing guy, as you may know, or a gardener, but you are.
I love the fruit trees.
Yeah, and all the fruit trees and all the other opportunities that there are to garden. And I think that could be really a spectacular place.
Absolutely.
Well, now we're going to move up to the central part of the Silver Coast, which is where we live in. And the first one, the first property we're going to look at is in Marinha Grande, which is a little bit north of Nazaré. This house is about 3,000 square feet. It is selling right now for $445,000. Now, this is a 6-bedroom, 2-unit house. There's a manor house, and then there is another 3-bedroom unit, which is also available if you wanted to rent that unit as well.
Now, what we love about this, of course, we love a property with a good unit to rent out, but this is another one that is a traditional manor house that has been renovated really well. Love the yard with the fruit trees. Again, you'll see a similar theme probably throughout this whole video, but just an example of how much square footage you can get for this price range here on the Silver Coast.
So the second house here in the central Silver Coast we're going to look at is officially in Óbidos. It's actually west of the town of Óbidos, and it's right up against the ocean in a little neighborhood called Vau, and it overlooks the ocean, overlooks the golf course there, Praia del Rei golf course. It is a 2-bedroom condo or townhouse that is located in a resort community. It's 450,000 euros as a price.
Now, what we love about this is that it is smaller than the others, but if you are looking for an easy, low-maintenance home with an ocean view right on the golf course, you could lock it up and leave and travel. This is really a great choice. I picked this one for you because you're a golfer. I know you love that area. And so if that's the lifestyle that you're looking for, I think this is a great choice.
Well, the third house we're going to look at here in the central Silver Coast is 440,000 euros. It's a 4-bedroom, 3,200 square foot home in a neighborhood of Alcobaça called Alfazarão. And it is a mix of traditional Portuguese tile with a modern vibe to it. Now, this has an acre of land as well as a pool.
So what we love about it is, again, this is just a beautiful blend of a traditional Portuguese home that's been updated and renovated really well. This is a very bright home, which isn't always true for traditional Portuguese style homes. We love that, well, I love the acre of fruit trees, and I love the pool, but specifically it looks from the pictures like this is a backyard that has a lot of privacy, and that's not always the case. For example, there's a house here in Nazaré that's one of our favorites, and they've got a pool, but there's a huge condo complex that looks over the pool, which kind of probably takes away from it. So we really love the privacy of this house, and again, just another example of really well done renovation of a traditional home.
So if you were picking one of these three here in the central part of the Silver Coast, which one would you pick?
Well, you already know this because I haven't stopped talking about it since I researched this, but this last one that we talked about, I would move in tomorrow. This home is beautiful. I love the tile. I love the blend of modern and traditional. I love the fruit trees. I love the acreage. I love the pool. I love it all. I would move into that tomorrow. What about you?
Well, so I agree with you, except there is a little hesitation because for two of us, 3,200 square feet is a lot of space.
Yeah, it's a lot of space.
And so if we decided that that was too much space, I would immediately go to the 1,600 square foot home, the condo that's right off the golf course.
And I would miss you.
Yeah, but that house in Alcobaça, that last one that we looked at, that's really a very nice house.
Yeah, and the other thing about that is that it's 5 minutes from San Martinho de Porto, which is one of our favorite places to go walking. We've talked about it in previous videos as well. And it's also gated. That's a beautiful house.
Right, and San Martinho de Porto is right on the beach. So it's 5 minutes,
Yeah.
5 minutes from a cove of the ocean, which is
Yeah.
really awesome.
Yeah. By the way, we're sharing what we would choose, but we really want to hear from you. Tell us in the comments which one of these homes you would be most likely to choose and why.
All right, as we move to the northern part of the Silver Coast, this first house is about 4,700 square feet. Now that's massive, but it's under 400,000 euros. It's at 389,000 euros. It's a 4-bedroom home located in Oliveira de Bairro. And it's on 1.5 acres. It includes a pool. It includes a tennis court. This is some house.
Yeah, what we like about this is, again, love great architecture. There's a lot of great architecture to this one. This is really more of a compound with the pool and the tennis court and the acre. And again, to be able to get almost 5,000 square feet for under 400,000 euros, I think is really an incredible opportunity for the right person.
And this one is in Figueroa de Foz. It is a 2,300 square foot it looks brand new condo for 380,000 euros. It's a 4-bedroom place. It is modern, it is sleek, it is new. It's very different than most of the things that we've looked at so far.
Yeah, what we like about this one is that if you have an interest in being a little bit further north and you're looking for something new, something low maintenance, but you still want to have a lot of square footage in your home, we think that this one is a really great option.
Well, so this next house is also in Figueroa de Foz. It's a 4,000 square foot house for 400,000 euros. It is on just a 1/4 acre, so it's a modest sized lot. But this house, they really made it a showplace.
So what we love about this, again, this is just a really unusual space. There's some really great architecture. We love those ceilings. There's a lot of space. If you're looking for something that's a little bit different, a little bit more unique, as Matt said, that's more of a showstopper, this is a really great option.
All right, well, out of these three here in the northern Silver Coast, which of these three speaks to you the most?
Well, I don't think any of them are really for us, but I will say that first one, if we had an interest in running a Airbnb or something like that, if it was a commercial purpose, because to me, that place actually looks like a hotel. It would take a lot of money to renovate it, but that kitchen alone, that looks like a commercial kitchen. And I think that that could be a fantastic boutique hotel experience, which is not something that we're looking to do, but if somebody did that, that would be just an incredible space for that. What about you? What do you think?
I think if you had the other alternative would be if you had a big family, with kids and things like that, that house may be great. I think for us in our situation, both that house and the last house, frankly, were just too big.
Yeah, too big.
And as much as I like the ceilings in that last house, and those ceilings are really phenomenal ceilings.
pretty.
I think out of those three, I would have to pick that middle house, the sleek, new, modern condo. I don't know that any of them are really great fits for us, because even that sleek, modern condo is really not our vibe. But I think of those three, that's probably the one that's closest to us.
So of all 9 that we've looked at, which one would be your top pick?
Well, let's see. I like that first house in Larinia that we looked at that had the acre of fruit trees. I thought that was very cool. In the central Silver Coast, I like the one in Alfaziro, the one in Alcobaça, the last one of those 3 that we looked at. And so I think it would really be between those 2. For me, I think I would choose the one that's in Alcobaça because 2 reasons. One is it's close to the ocean. It's only just, as Dawn said, just a very short drive to get to San Martino de Porto, which is a beautiful little ocean community. That house really is. There's something special about that house. Now, again, the large lot doesn't excite me as much as it excites you, but the house itself is really nice.
Yeah, I agree. I think those 2 are both really special and very unique. I would probably pick the one in Alcobaça as well because I like the pool. I do like the acre of fruit trees. And also we are building community here. I think that's, when we first moved, when we bought this place, the original intent was we're going to buy a place and live there when we move to Portugal, and then we will take our time to find somewhere that we would rather be and then rent out both of these units. But the truth is that when you land, you start building community, things start getting familiar. I don't know that we want to be anywhere other than the Central Silver Coast, to be honest.
That's right. And the one in Alcobaça, this house in Alcobaça, is the closest one to where we live now. It's just a short, quick drive to get to that house. So we would really be in the same community.
Should we call the real estate agent?
Yeah, I don't think we're ready to do that yet.
And if you want to see our video on what 200,000 will get you on the Silver Coast, watch this next video.